Shoes are the hardest part of packing for cold weather trips. They take up space, they have to handle the weather, and for me, and I know a lot of you, they still need to look good. So today I'm showing you the pairs I actually pack and love to wear. Let's go. If you have ever struggled with which shoes to bring on a trip, especially during fall and winter, you're definitely not alone. You're trying to guess if it's gonna rain or maybe snow, if you're gonna be walking 20,000 steps or more, or maybe that dreaded thought of, do I need something that works with both a skirt and jeans? In this video, I'm gonna walk you through 8 pairs of shoes that have made the cut for my own fall and winter trips over the past couple of years. I'm gonna tell you why I packed them, where they kind of shine, and maybe where they're not so perfect. These are the pairs that I reach for over and over, and hopefully they're gonna maybe give you some good ideas of when you need to make those really hard shoe packing choices yourself. Let's start with loafers. Luckily, a trendy style shoe that is also so very practical and can take an outfit from being kind of casual to chic in an instant. These Vionic Uptown loafers are the pair of shoes that I take with me when I need something that still looks pretty good, but can still keep up with me all day long. Vionic builds all of their shoes with amazing arch support, and it makes a huge difference when you're walking all day, especially on hard surfaces. They feel like a supportive sneaker inside, but from the outside, it just looks like a nice polished classic loafer. Now they're not super light, so if I am going minimal and only trying to pack 2 pairs of shoes, which doesn't happen often, I will skip these. But if I do have the space, they are a great, good in-between option. They're more stylish than sneakers, but more supportive than ballet flats, and they can pull together even the simplest travel outfits. Next up, my Quince driving loafers are a slightly different vibe. They're very soft, flexible, and very easy to slip on and off. And I do feel like I'm kind of wearing slippers in the best kind of way. They're a great shoe for travel days, especially on road trips, because they're comfortable without being bulky. I also like that the suede makes them look a little more elevated than just a plain flat, but they're not super fussy or frumpy. Now they don't have the same built-in support as the Vionic, so I probably wouldn't wear them for a full day of sightseeing or when I know that I'm gonna be on my feet for many hours, but they're perfect for like lounging around the hotel, wearing out to grab dinner, or just going down to grab breakfast in the morning. They also come in a beautiful medium brown. Both of the black and the medium brown are great basic colors, neutral colors that you can wear with pretty much anything in your travel capsule wardrobe. I also have a third loafer that I really like to grab when I have a travel capsule wardrobe that is pretty much full of basic neutrals, and that is the Vivaia leopard print loafers. They just help add a little bit more personality to your travel capsule wardrobe, and they look great whether I'm wearing skirts or jeans. I also love that the Vivaia shoes are antimicrobial, so when I do wear them without socks, which I do a lot of times, they don't get very stinky, and they're machine washable. Now, comfort-wise, they're not quite as specifically supportive as the Vionics are, but they are very cushioned. Definitely cushioned enough that I've worn them for full days of going around museums and kind of exploring cities, but I probably wouldn't wear them for hiking up to look at old ruins. But for wearing them around cities, they definitely feel more stylish without sacrificing comfort. I think one of the best things about all 3 of these pairs of loafers is that they can make your outfits look much more intentional rather than just thrown together. And I do want to point out here, I don't pack all 3 pairs of loafers on any particular trip. I will choose one of these pairs depending on what my travel capsule is looking like. But I do like having these 3 choices to choose from. They are all perfect for fall, maybe some light winter travel. If you're going somewhere really snowy, these are probably not going to be the shoes you're gonna pick. Now, I'll be honest, when I first purchased this next pair of shoes a couple of years ago, I didn't think I would end up wearing them much, but I have absolutely loved them. These Amazon foldable ballet slippers are the perfect minimalist pair of shoes to add to your packing list if you're already really limited on luggage space. They're that perfect like third shoe to bring when you need something a little bit more dressy than say your boots or sneakers. And although I wouldn't wear them and I haven't worn them for an entire day of sightseeing, these are definitely not your 10,000 steps kind of shoes, but they are quite comfortable to wear out for dinner or other evening activities. They also make really comfortable slippers to wear around your accommodations to keep your feet from getting cold when you don't want to keep your boots or sneakers on. And if leopard print isn't your thing, like it is mine, obviously, they do come in quite a few other options. Y'all, I have to stop here for just a second and say how excited I was for putting this video together today, because if you've been here a while, you know how much I love shoes, and I love sharing shoes that I have tried. In fact, I have thought several times that I should just maybe start a shoe channel that I just review shoes, because I love shoes so much. But the problem is I only love certain shoes. Like, I don't know that I would review a whole lot of like high heel shoes, but you know, I guess practical shoes for women over 40. I don't know. What do you think? Do you think that's a channel that would be worth making? Anyway, okay, we're going to move on now. We're moving on to boots, because if you're traveling in the fall, you definitely need a good pair of boots. And my Sorel Chelsea boots are my stylish but practical choice for boots. They're waterproof leather, which is exactly what you want when you're dealing with unpredictable fall weather. Rain showers, slushy sidewalks, maybe even a little mud, and they are incredibly comfortable right out of the box. I wish that I'd had these shoes when I went to Ireland a couple of years ago. They would have been perfect for exploring all of the old castles and ruins. They're so versatile. They look just as good with jeans and a sweater as they do with tights and a skirt. They are heavier than sneakers, of course, which means they're going to take up more space in your suitcase. But this is one of those pairs that definitely earns its weight. It's a pair of shoes that will go with me no matter where I am traveling in the fall and winter, city or to the country or out hiking in the mountains. And as it gets chillier and you're maybe traveling somewhere with a higher possibility of snow and ice, I highly recommend the Sorel Evie boot as your dressier option shoe. I got these last year just before our Nordic trip and absolutely loved them. I wore them so much. I was so happy I took the chance and brought them, even though I did the bad thing and didn't break them in. They are waterproof as well, and they have a cushioned wedge sole, which makes them surprisingly comfortable for long days of walking around. Not only did I wear them with my jeans, but they looked great with my one dress that I wore the dress over some fleece-lined leggings to stay warm. These were perfect for exploring Stockholm and Helsinki in the cold and icy December and still feeling a little city-fied. And then there are the trips when it's not just chilly, it's actually winter. And that's when I bring out the Columbia Ice Maiden snow boots. These are insulated, so my feet stay warm even when standing outside in negative temperatures watching my daughter ice fish in Finland. They've also got solid traction, which is so important when you're walking on icy sidewalks or snowy trails. What surprised me most is that they're not really as heavy or bulky as you would expect from a snow boot. They're still going to take up more room than a loafer or a sneaker, of course, but they're very packable. Are they the most stylish shoe in my suitcase? Absolutely not. But when it's below freezing and you're out in the snow, you're going to care a lot more about warmth and grip than style. These are just that. I did also bring my yak tracks with me to the Nordic countries for extra traction too, and there were a few icy days in Tromsø, Norway that I was very glad I had those with me. And finally, no trip is complete without sneakers. And my current favorites are these New Balance 327s, which I had been seeing all over the place before I got mine. They've got such a cool mix of retro and modern, and like most New Balance are for me, they were very comfortable straight out of the box. No painful break-in period at all. And they've got plenty of cushion for long walking days. Plus they don't look overly athletic-y. I know that's not a word, but bear with me. I make make up my own words all the time. I have worn them with jeans, but also with skirts and dresses. They are such an easy way to give your outfit a very current look without trying too hard. Plus, they're just so practical, especially if you are the kind of traveler who easily does 20,000 steps a day exploring a city or maybe hiking. So let me know, did any of these shoes speak to you? Or do you already have a go-to fall travel shoe that you never leave home without? Drop it down below in the comments. I always get such great ideas from you guys to try out. And if sneakers are your travel go-to, don't miss this video where I review my top fall travel sneakers for 2025. Thank you so much for choosing to watch this video today. I hope that you have safe and wonderful travels.